Hey friends, I'm not really sure if you're anything like me, but lately I've been struggling a lot with finding like motivation, inspiration, mostly inspiration, at least inspiration that isn't like really angry. For me, one of the easiest ways to be inspired or to feel more inspired is through the act of restriction. And I'm not talking like food restriction, I'm talking about the act of restricting your art supplies. For example, instead of using all of your paint, you can only use one color. Or maybe you can only use one color in black and white. Or if you're someone who draws a lot, instead of using your usual pencil, you'll restrict yourself to using something you've never used before, like charcoal or graphite or marker or something else that isn't what you're used to, isn't something that your normal practice. Excellent example of this is George O'Keeffe. So she was going through a period of time where she felt very uninspired, so she restricted herself to only using pen and pencil. It could have been pen and charcoal. But she didn't do any color. Everything she did was monochromatic. So she had to think more about the figure instead of the color. She had a grasp and a knowledge of color already. That wasn't something that she needed to inspire her. She needed something to draw. She needed to figure out what it was in the figural realm that inspired her to keep going. My favorite kind of restriction is usually subject-based. I really do like restricting myself to specific subjects. I like to do paintings in series, or I like to do photography in series or as like a photo essay. So I usually restrict myself for inspirational purposes to subjects. I will also restrict myself using colors. I will, if I ever need to, I will usually pick one color and then white and black, and I won't deviate from those three things. And that gives me time and energy to focus on the subject instead of color theory and how will these colors be represented in skin tone, and does this person look too light or too dark, or does the shadow on this side match the shadow on the other side? I don't have to think about those things because I've basically eliminated a plethora of colors and restricted myself to just one color, black and white. It works. So you've picked what you're going to restrict yourself to. You've decided. You've said, I'm only doing X, Y, and Z, or whatever it is. The next thing you really want to do, you need a sketchbook, but it's not a sketchbook, it's an idea book. Like, I sketch in it, but they're ideas. And that's because during the period of time that you're restricting yourself, your brain is going to start to get bored with those restrictions, and it's going to start to float into other areas of your thoughts, and that's when you're going to start getting ideas, and you're going to need to write them down. And you don't want a sketchbook because that's going to detract you, just going to distract you from your path. You need to write them down. You just need to write them down. It can be simple as words that trigger that idea later, or a little sketch. Here, I'll show you. This is what I mean. Say it's just a sketch. It means nothing to nobody, to absolutely no one but me. But I know exactly what this means, and I can refer to it later when I need ideas. Sketchbook. Idea book. It's just a book for ideas. And you're going to keep that real close to you as you go through this path of restriction. Sometimes this takes like 2 or 3 days. Sometimes this can take 2 or 3 years. It depends on you and your path towards inspiration. But if you're struggling with feeling inspired and motivated right now, I recommend this. I highly recommend the restriction method. Restriction method. I think I've been alone a long time, and I'm forgetting how to use words. Restriction method. Try it. Try it. You'll thank me. Ultimately, the idea is that we're restricting ourselves from overthinking. Because when you're an artist, when you're making art all the time, and you're by yourself, and you're trying really hard, and you're schmoozing and going to a million shows and trying to get somebody's attention and doing TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and all the crazy, we tend to overthink a lot. A lot. And the best way to not overthink as an artist is to, or at least to not spread that overthinking process into our art, is to restrict our art supplies. It's weird, and that the weirdest part is that it works. And you should try it. Because like I said, you will thank me. You'll thank me. Is it Wednesday?